Yeah, Blaise here.
I'm James.
Yeah. Okay. Today I just want to talk about real-time strategy games, and all of the pieces sort of make up a real-time strategy game.
We have conflicting views on.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Conflict.
Yeah.
Conflict on
Just the
screen.
point of this
Unscripted
video.
conflict.
Mm.
Okay. So basically, freaking. A real-time strategy has lots of pieces that make up your real-time strategy formula. Let's just go back to a classic StarCraft. Not StarCraft 2. Let's not go on StarCraft 2, right?
See, this is going into territory where I haven't played.
Oh, have you played Command & Conquer?
Command & Conquer? Very little. I played Red Alert when I was like
Red
a
Alert?
kid. Yeah, because like a friend was like, check this out. Okay, but you go first and I'll do my bit.
Alright. Red Alert's actually easier, I guess. Well, is it? I actually forget how you got resources. There was like patches of ore.
Yeah.
And you would build a refinery, and the refinery would come with one vehicle, and that vehicle goes out, collects the resources.
Yeah.
You can destroy the vehicle, and making a harvester is kind of expensive. It's like a waste of money. So
yeah.
it's a valuable resource, the harvester itself. I think the refinery was like 1,500 credits, and the harvester was 750.
Yeah.
However, the harvester goes out, gets the resources, comes back, and it's loading up. Nothing's out there collecting resources anymore.
Mm.
So you could have like 2 harvesters to 1 refinery, for example. Now, so you got resources in a lot of real-time strategies, and a lot of
I'm thinking Dawn of War at this point.
You're what?
I'm thinking of Dawn of War, like when you say this, like resources.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
That's because resources sounds a little bit like requisition.
I don't know what that means.
Requisition is the primary resource in Dawn of War. It has requisition.
Wow, I'm thinking Dawn of War. What's Dawn of War? Says me.
Well,
okay.
they all got resources. They also have micromanagement and macro management.
Yeah.
So these are, I would argue, the 3 things. A sub-thing is that your resources are typically located at certain points.
Yeah.
Encouraging conflict by having valuable territory. Where if 2 players are there, they will fight.
It forces you to move forward and be like, oh, look, my resources at this point are almost diminished, or I'm not getting enough at one time. Maybe I can get from 2 different
I have to expand in order to keep breathing in and out. I can't keep my economy moving.
That given, do you reckon that RTSs are very slow start? Like, okay, I like RTSs.
I don't.
Do you reckon? Yeah.
Let's go on.
You're very conflicted. You're very on the fence, it feels.
No, there are several things I don't like. I think you're about to touch on one of them.
Okay, well, it starts off incredibly slow. I'm going to make a worker. Wait. I'm going to make another worker. Wait. Now I'm going to make 1 soldier. Oh, before the NPC brings 50 of their soldiers that they Wait. And then, I had something and now I forgot.
Then what happens?
Oh wait, but then you can
but this
is like, but they'll send over a couple of people at a time, the NPC, and then you'll kill them off and you're like, alright, good. And then they'll just stop for about 10-15 minutes while you slowly resource build. And then you get to this middle, okay, RTSs are like bananas in this way. Okay, when you buy a banana, they're green. They're green for about 2-3 days.
Yeah.
And they're still hard to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this point where they're yellow, which is like 1 hour in the night time, and then they just go black dots. Wrong. Okay, now with RTS,
they split open.
Yeah, they're very sad bananas.
Yeah,
this is the in-joke. But okay, in RTSs, it's very, very slow before you can reach to any sort of middle point where you're comfortable in building an army.
Yeah.
And then you instantly go, oh wait, I've gathered way too many resources, and now I've got all this extra shit, and I can build all this fuck, and I'm just going to go ahead and slaughter the enemy. That's what's happened in every single play, which is Age of Empires, Age of Mythologies, Dawn of War. You know, all of the pretty much main ones, except for civilization, because
Alright.
that looks weird.
Counterpoint.
Mm.
This is merely, and don't take this the wrong way, but this is merely your failure at macro management.
At macro management?
Yes.
How's that?
When you had some resources,
yeah,
you should have spent them on progression and ability to spend more resources.
Well, that's what I do. I spend as much as I can at once. So I get all the upgrades in Age of Mythologies or Dawn of War and shit. And it's like, oh cool, now all my shit has the best stuff and they can shoot all the best guns or shoot all the best ammos. The best ammos? Yeah, anyway. And
well, if you have multiple things that shoot different types of ammo.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Archers and ballistas.
But
that's 2 ammos.
So
2 types of ammunition.
So then it goes oh cool, I've got everything. Now I can build my super army, and it just goes because, you know, during that time you're obviously resource gathering and getting more and more things to resource gather.
Mm.
And you suddenly just reach this tipping point where it goes, alright, building my army, building my army, building my army, building my army, and you get to this really steep curve at the top, like a really steep roller coaster. And you're like, cool, now everything's smooth sailing, and everything's happy.
Yeah. See, that used to be how I played StarCraft, and I feel like this idea. Oh, we're gonna have a Reese walk into the movie room. I mean, he can if he wants. Reese, you want to join in on our talk about real-time strategies?
Ah, sure, I'll listen in.
Hooray!
Would you like to see?
Feel free to pipe in as well. Okay, so this
all
is
the HCT crews here.
that's great.
Happy.
So basically, the way that I used to play, I'll move over a little so
Did
that
you want me to
if
see?
you want.
This is yours.
Yeah.
So, the way that I used to play real-time strategies, it's very distracting.
Alright. Yeah.
The way that I used to play real-time strategies is you would basically, I'd play multiplayer with friends, and I would say, oh wait, let's have like a treaty. We won't attack for like 10 minutes. Won't attack for 10 minutes, guys.
That's right, yeah, that's definitely how it goes.
You see?
Yeah.
So, the problem with that is that, like, that's not the game. That's an artificial limit that you've put on it.
Yeah.
You can actually do that in Age of Empires, I believe. You can, like, set peaceful time or whatever. There's another pen right here. It's a good pen. It's like $4. Just
I have a
use
little
it.
tidbit at the very end.
Anyway, that's the way I used to play. That's when I was like 12, 14 or whatever, you know? And that's not the way that the game is played. In particular, I'm talking about StarCraft.
Mm.
In StarCraft, the way that you're meant to play is you create your cheapest assault units.
Yeah.
And you send some of them over.
Yeah.
To harshly punish them if they do not have an equivalent cheap assault unit to fight back.
Mm.
If they're dicking around with drones, they're going, oh, but I have so many resources around me, I have to maximize my resources. Yeah. Oh, well, I've built my spawning pool, but I'll build a Hydralisk den instead of building 2 Zerglings. Oh, you know, I'll just upgrade to a lair. And then I arrive with 4 Marines, and they're like, oh, shit. And you know what? They could have had like 10 Zerglings by then, but they didn't. Because they managed their resources poorly. And they built the wrong thing. I mean, that's the wrong thing based on my aggressive strategy. But everyone's running the aggressive strategy. Because it has this, like...
So, like...
It has, like, a 30% chance to win.
So get as much shit as possible and make as much shit as possible, pretty much.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's... But it's not just that. It's like, you can't just have idle assault units. You spent resources on them. Get some value. It's like...
So resource management is most of the... I thought that was Sarah because of the red shirt.
Yeah, it must be someone different. It's probably an expendable crew member.
RTSs, pretty much we've cracked down to RTSs are mainly strictly revolved around resource management. Whoever can manage their resources the best or manage their economy.
Well, that's where things get interesting. So you can fucking hell, it's
Because
a
I-
damn thing
I've
around.
played. Okay, the RTS that I've been more interested in, other than the Age of Empires and shit, is games like Commando and Desperados. made by
Haven't
the same
played 'em.
company. And what is the RTSs that aren't based on resource management too much.
Yeah.
So you don't go around and be like, okay, I have to get some gold. Okay, you start off with a team of about, I think it's in Commandos you get 5 people. Each has individual, each has their pros and cons. One's better at sniping, blah 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 blah. But they have finite amount of bullets, and one runs faster than the other, and blah blah blah. But
Can
pretty
you
much,
share bullets across them? Or does one
that I
person
can't
have
remember.
to like get bullets?
You can trade weapons, I think.
Hmm.
But they that's
Just
my
yours.
You touch that and there will be rape on camera.
Alright.
You touch the beer you gave me, there will be rape. So pretty much it comes down to the people are your resources and you have to manage them effectively.
And the ammo. Ammo's
The
also
ammo, yeah. But
a literal
I
resource
think
there.
you can get more ammo from killing people. But that's
That
like
doesn't even
such a
make
risk to do.
sense. Oh my god. Well, that sounds
You kill people, you steal the ammo.
like it's a game based in a real-time strategy engine, which it's almost like a MOBA.
Don't even say that. Do not
Doesn't
compare.
have any macro management. Do you have to?
Yes, it does, because you have
Yeah.
to micromanage your team. You have to, you have to split up at certain points because one has to make a distraction, and one.
Why do you have to?
Because some missions require it.
Okay.
Well, it's more
So it's-
beneficial to do it.
So
And
is this
you
a
have to
single
think-
player game or?
Yes, single player game,
Oh, okay.
and you have to get to your objective and reach your goal without them dying. So, yeah,
That's a very cool game. I don't
I've
know what I
got
would.
3.
I would class that almost as some kind of weird.
It's like an action.
Well, yeah, it's like an.
Stealth RTS. It's very, very RTS.
It's more like an action squad game.
Yeah,
Like it's its own genre. It sounds like
yeah.
almost.
Commandos. It was very ahead of its time when it was released.
When was it released?
Uh,
2005.
no, earlier than that. I'm thinking like latest
No.
ones would be 2001, 2002.
Okay.
Commandos 3.
Wow.
And then Desperados was around the same time, which was exactly the same, but in
That is
Western.
incredible.
Yeah, I have to show you because like you'd really like it if you like looked at it and studied it.
I think yeah, what we touched on just then was that that's almost its own genre. The idea of macro management and micro management and like resource management, they have actually already split off into their own genres. We have MOBAs, and they are basically micromanagement. That's all it is. You micromanage one unit. That is the whole game. In Dota 2 and stuff, you can capture other units and use them as well, and then it's micromanagement between multiple units. Oh.
Well,
But,
wouldn't you micromanage to your team to get to the
What?
end? Like you say, okay, you two go north, us two go south, one stays in the middle or something.
No. What are you talking about?
In MOBAs.
In MOBAs,
Yeah.
a player controls their hero, and
Oh, okay.
that's it.
But when you work together as a macromanaging.
That's just sort of teamwork. Macro management is one person's ability to manage a thriving, overarching strategy. I would argue it's more like making sure. It's like being the company accountant. Like all the people are on the floor doing the work.
Yeah.
They're micromanaging, I guess.
Yeah.
And you're upstairs going, need to make sure that stock order's gonna get in by next week.
Yeah.
What's going on, manufacturer? That's macro management.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's money coming in, there's money going out. Do I need to hire more people, fire people? Do I need to stop paying for sick days when they don't have sick days left? Because I'm being very generous with this.
I'm the best boss in the world and it's not worth it.
So it's this kind of thing. That's macro management.
Yeah.
Which is basically it's also the overarching strategy thing, but that's basically a tower defense game.
Yeah.
It's all macro management. It's just like click, click. I think the strategy's working. Yep, they're dying. It's a good strategy. I'm a good boss. So, yeah, we're at 15 minutes, I know. Is that what you were going to say?
Yes.
Yeah. So, real-time strategies have all these different parts. I would like to see a game that focuses less on macro management, but still has it there.
Well, maybe Commandos.
Hmm?
Maybe Commandos.
Yeah, that's all.
Because it feels like...
None of my friends play it.
Oh, he says the guy who says, I had an idea for a game based on...
Yeah. So, yeah, I have an idea for a game. I don't want to tell
We
anyone.
all have ideas for games.
Okay.
We're in a game studio right now.
Should I say it?
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no one watches
Your
it.
game.
It'll get like 4 views. By the time it has like 1,000 views, the game will be released.
You know, every HCT live has had average 28 views.
Nice.
That's pretty popular.
I mean, like 4 of them are us.
Let's refresh the page.
Wow, we're up to 40 views. That is incredible. 41.
That's what I did when I released animation on YouTube. I kept refreshing and going, whoa, we've had one more view. We've had one more. I'm dead serious. I didn't know YouTube worked back then. Anyway, so RTSs.
I have an idea for a game where it's about a territory capture. And I won't go into specifics, but Zed was really cool in that you didn't have an obvious like resource. You didn't have gold or metal or energy or food or lumber or minerals. You didn't have anything like that. It was just you had a map, and the map was divided into like a grid, and there were little flags on each territory, and you have to get a unit to just move to the flag and it captures it. Like, and it's instantaneous. There's no like little bar. You don't have to hold the point. No, if you get a unit there and it captures it, then like, hooray, you're laughing. And this had lots of like interesting gameplay bits, but it was a one-on-one game, and I feel like it was limited. And it also came out in the early 90s, and it's a DOS game, and I can't even run it without DOSBox.
Not on GOG, which will use DOSBox.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's on GOG.
Yeah, I think so. But my idea would be basically that things get built. Like, you don't have to go, oh, I have to build the thing. You know, it takes that away from the macro management. However, which territory kind of matters, because some territories have like unit construction things, and other ones have like territory things. Some of them are easier to get to, or they're like a less vulnerable position, so you know you can go for it for safety reasons. But I feel like something in that vein needs to come back.
Yeah.
Dawn of War, we touched on it before. It had territory sort of like requisition capture points, and when you capture them, you get requisition. Then you can build on it. Gives you more requisition. Then you can upgrade it. Gives you more requisition.
Yeah.
And that was like one of your main resources. And it also had the interesting thing where you had a squad, and you can like purchase units to like be reinforced in that squad. So this idea of having your units also be unit production means that you don't have to sort of switch between going back to the base and going, oh, build units because, you know, I am attacking, so I'll probably lose some units, right? You know that thing? Have you ever been playing a real-time strategy, sent a whole army or whatever, and going, ah, yes, my army's doing well. Oh, shit. Like, your army whittles down to like half, and you're
Because
like,
of a
wait a
fucking
minute.
tower.
Wait a minute. I'm not building. And you go back and you start building freaking, you go to all of your different unit construction buildings and you're like, build. Like, that hectic bullshit is a failure of macro management. Actually, Grey Goo has this auto build feature.
Grey Goo.
Grey Goo.
Oh yeah, you showed me.
Grey Goo!
Okay. That reminds me
Sounds a
of
little bit
Daytona.
Oh, I was going.
Please tell me you know that reference.
A little bit. It's been a long while.
Good.
But yeah, so
Well, I've drank so much less beer than I thought I had. I thought there was like 6 bottles in front of me with this one.
yeah,
I can't count.
my bottle was behind it, error of parallax or something. I don't know.
There was no parallax scrolling, I couldn't tell. I'm sorry you didn't just like...
The real life graphics confused me. If only it had like an outline.
I'd like to talk to you about adventure games, like, sometime.
Oh yeah.
I'd like your input on.
You should mention it now. Say how adventure games can affect real-time strategies. They already have. Commandos was essentially it wasn't an adventure game.
Not at all. Well...
You did have an adventure.
Yeah, no, but it didn't... No. Adventure games are something completely different that I can... that's my specialty there. Which I go telling Blaise on your ass.
Alright. Maybe you should make your own James Speaks or something good.
Yeah, but I just put it on the Blaise Speaks channel.
Okay, yeah, no worries. With all of my traffic, yeah. I'm sure when
HCT gets big.
Yeah. HCT's getting huge. We're getting all those views on our stream.
I think we got like 40 likes on our page.
Look, this is dragging on. I guess my point is that real-time strategies have multiple pieces. We should consider on how much these pieces should affect the game. In StarCraft, having really excellent micromanagement, because of how twitchy the unit animations for attacking and movement were, you could quickly attack and then move and then attack and then move and like win a battle because you were doing this. And if someone just selected a bunch of units and said attack 2, their units would just get destroyed by a good micromanaging player. You can like move your damaged unit to the back and keep it attacking, and the bullshit AI will go, oh well, he's too far away, I'm still getting attacked, so I'll attack the next closest enemy. That's what it does. So if you move out of range, they go, oh, should I chase it? And it goes, well, I'm being attacked, and there are other enemies close by, so they'll attack them. So you can micromanage your units to better effect. In particular, in Brood War, this really made a huge-ass difference because you had medics.
Twitch. His eye literally twitched.
Yeah, I've learned to do that. Anyway, so medics meant that like you could have a dude run to the back and then dedicate a medic to them and heal them up fully again. And if you're like on top of this fully, you wouldn't just have dudes at the front like trying to heal against 5 Hydralisk's attacks, because he'd get exploded pretty quickly. Instead, you'd like just get a dude to attack and run to the back, dude to attack and run to the back.
Yeah.
You'd keep this
rotation. Is this
rotation.
like a command, or do you just sort of select him and go to the back?
You have to like click on the character, right click on the back,
then wait for him.
Well, you don't wait. You don't wait, man. You left click, right click, select your other units, select which one of them is the optimal unit, right click on it, select your dude that's right at the back, tell him to go up again and attack. Select the next unit that's like on low health, right click at the back.
So the enemy would target the next one.
Have you heard of the ridiculous CPM that a lot of Korean players have? That's clicks per minute. A lot of them average maybe 120 if they're good. 120 clicks per minute. That's 2 clicks a second.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now that's on average. When you're going to like a long area, it's just like you select them, click, click, right? Or you click on attack and you click there and then attack to that point. Like that's really, really good macro management can beat like really poor macro management with really strong micromanagement. So if you're not constantly building Marines at your base, and there's no auto build, so you have to like number all of your construction buildings so that during the battle you can go 1 MMMMM, 2 MMMM, 3 G Goliath, I don't know. You have to like build units while you're attacking, because your units will die and now you have new units getting built. I have gone up and fought and forgotten about building units, and like my units will have finished getting built, but like I filled my queue before I left, I attacked, I fought, I didn't quite manage to kill them, and I went back to base, and I'm like, oh, I have like less than a third of my potential army. If I'd have clicked Z on Zealot or whatever.
What do you think about waiting too long for things to rebuild in?
What do you mean? What do you mean waiting too long for things to rebuild?
It's like, oh shit, I need 5 more.
Minerals or some shit.
No, I need 5 more basic soldiers. Oh wait, I have to wait 2 minutes while the enemy attacks my base.
Oh, do you mean when you're getting attacked and you have nothing? It's like,
let's say you have a big army.
I can't come back.
Yeah, but let's say you have a big army and then the enemy just defeats your big army with their bigger army. You're like, oh shit, now I've got to rebuild one. And then you know, you kind of resort to making mediocre to lighter soldiers because they're quicker.
That's just
but then they just die up quickly.
It's a failure of macro management. You should have sent your units to attack them. They shouldn't have a big army. You shouldn't have a big army.
With things like maxed out armies and stuff.
But you send your units over to attack, and then they die, and you build more while your army's attacking and dying. You're meant to be like building more all the time. This is, as I said earlier, it's just a failure of macro management. That's not actually like a fault of the game. That's just a fault in this idea that a real-time strategy has to make a person fight and build at the same time. You have to be looking over there and attacking, and then looking back over here and building. And a lot of people don't like this. A lot of people really like the idea of left-clicking a unit, right-clicking to move, right-clicking to attack, maybe having some special abilities. This is why MOBAs are so damn popular. However, I feel like, you know, we can take some things from MOBAs and apply them more to the real-time strategy genre. We've tried to do that. We've tried already. You know, that Grey Goo's come out and it has some really good design ideas. The Goo actually has a really exciting sort of way that it plays. The Goo race. You have far fewer units. You know, it's crazy. What's my point here? I have a point. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, you know, you gotta like graph this stuff out. Let's see if I can.
2 minutes, that's a video. I seriously want to talk to you about
adventure games. Talk to me while I graph this out, okay?
No, because that's a whole video in itself.
No. Alright.
Because it doesn't really relate to RTSs. And it's brilliant how Broken Sword 2 expands. So.
Alright, so I'm just making like little graph here.
It's making a giraffe.
Right. Hopefully you can see that. So micro, macro, resource. And at some point I'd like to see a game that's more like this. I'd like to see a game that has a lot of good micro stuff, little macro stuff, and mid-range resource stuff. I don't want to have
Blaise might be making. Oh shit!
Oh no! Actually, it's got nothing to do with resources.
Actually, yeah. Well, characteristics.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I'd like to see in a real-time strategy, and maybe that's why we've made this fucking half-an-hour video.
They're always 30 minutes.
Yeah, it happens. We ramble, and then people walk in and out of the room. We have to talk to them and like smack their bum.
It's how we motivate each other.
Yeah. Good hustle.
Watch our documentary, which is an out.
Oh yeah. Watch the documentary when that comes out.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Because we got the rough cut. So
the rough cut.
Rough cut. So
rough cut. Oh right. Thing. Yeah, it did feel rough.
Mm.
No like flashing bits.
Yeah. It was a bit like a dog. Rough.
Anywho.
Sorry. Focus.
No, it's not going to focus. It's a terrible webcam.
I had the exact same one too. So
yep, and it's bad, isn't it? It just doesn't focus. It's okay if you're playing guitar though. people can get the general idea, and it's more about the audio.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping that people will think here.
Yeah.
So anyway, real-time strategy, exciting genre. It's got lots of stuff. You got like units, buildings, upgrades. You got like really cool movement scheme, a way to control characters and see like a map from top down. That's fantastic. I love it. I want to see more of that because I'm not over it. I'm not over it. You know when people play different kinds of first-person shooters, and it's like, this is exciting, but it's still a first-person shooter, so I jump into the game and I feel at home. That's what I want to see. I want to see more like real-time strategies, right? But I want them to be like different, and I want them to expand into this world where it's sort of somewhere between. It is spazzing out. Something between a MOBA and a real-time strategy. I want to see that, and I'm looking forward to it. Maybe something between a real-time strategy, a MOBA, and a tower defense. Maybe it didn't matter. Ooh.
If you did something with the tower defense that made it better, I'd be happy. At the moment, I'm so over tower defense.
No, you just make a real-time strategy.
I love the tower defense.
You make a real-time strategy, right? Where you can build towers and you can build things that constantly send units at them.
Oh wait, Mo, fuck you.
No.
Video's done.
Ah.
Try to sell me